Hello, everyone. I am so excited because this is part two in our series. And I am here with Amelie Wolf and Christy Will. So we have actor and director. And I think there's some kind of other connection here. What would that be?
Mother-daughter.
Mother-daughter. I love it. That's amazing. So I'm gonna go back and forth and we're just gonna have like a conversation. And like I was telling you a few minutes ago, or a few seconds ago, we might have some questions that the viewers will have for us too. They're very excited for the movie, and I'm excited because it's unique. It's like really different. And there's Wedding Veil, Wedding Veil, Wedding Veil. And then there's your movie, which is going to stand out because it's so different. So let's start with you, Amelie. Can you like tell me your 8 movies? I did my research. You've been in 8 movies and maybe more. Maybe I'm missing something along the way. How old were you when you first started out?
I started when I was really young, but the most recent movie I can remember is with Lacey. I don't know if I can pronounce her last name right.
Bear, yes.
And it was at the airport, and I remember a little Santa scene and stuff. That's the one I can remember, and then I remember another one with her with goats, and there's a goat pooed on.
No, that was with Jen Lilly.
Oh, Jen Lilly, and
I love Jen. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's pretty amazing because you're with some big names there, and I think they're great actresses. By any chance, when you're sharing a screen and that's your screen partner, do you ever look to them to see if you could learn some things from them, or are you just a natural?
No, definitely. They're really good actresses, and I love at first I'm really nervous and stuff before I meet everybody because I don't do movies too often. I do them I did yeah, you get what I mean. And yeah, but I learn a lot from them, and right after I see them on screen, I'm wow, okay. So then I kind of adapt, and they're really nice people. So it's
yeah, right. And then of course you're a little bit in awe, and then you do relax.
Yeah.
Maybe in all of you. They might be in all of you because you're young and you're talented, and your mom. I mean, I did research on you and I was like, what is it that you haven't done that I called it entertainment, but you sang and you had some photography going on. And of course you're a director and a writer. There's and mom, your list is going on forever and ever. Are you exhausted?
I am. I'm pretty exhausted. I said I'm going to take a little break right now, just go into writing mode. I was going to laugh when you were asking Amelie about the actors. I can remember when she was little because, when I was directing, I was like, well, I got a 3-year-old. I'll bring her on. And my producers I'd be like, okay, I guess. And so that's why she was acting so little, because I'm also a single mom, so I'd bring her. But I remember she would sit and she'd watch a movie and she'd see Lacey in it. And it was right after we did A Wish for Christmas. And we called Lacey and she was like, Lacey, why are you kissing another boy on that show? Do you remember? You probably don't remember, but it was really funny. She was trying to figure out why is she kissing that guy, and then she's kissing that boy in that show.
Oh, that's cute. I like those little fun stories. The audience is going to love those fun stories too. So I was curious, do you have some type of a super mom schedule and super daughter schedule going on? I don't understand how you could do all this stuff and school. How do you fit that in?
Well, I mostly for a different movie I did, High Flying Romance. That was summer, and this was the first one that was kind of during school.
Right.
So, but it was easy because we managed to fit all the shooting hours in 1 week, which it would usually be 2 to 3 weeks. And my teacher, well, right when I got back, he gave me my stuff, and my tutor, Amaya, she was texting with him on an email, and they were kind of communicating, which is easier because I don't really have to deal with it myself when I go back and stuff. And my teacher's really flexible, and he's really easy with that kind of stuff. So it's really kind of easy. It's not oh my God. And everybody on set was really easy with it. And they would tell me, now you're on your tutoring hours and you can go and do your tutoring now. And then Maya, my tutor, she's really nice, and she makes work really fun. So
well, that's important. That's nice. So you have a tutor. Is it someone that you've had all along, or does that switch?
I actually just met her because like my last movie I did, it was like in the summer. Most of mine were like when I was younger. So this is like the first one I was kind of like older. So
the production hires. So when a minor's on things, so and especially on location, so then we hire a tutor and they come on set. And for this particular one, we brought one with us that we had a mutual friend and we knew and we had heard great things. So then we brought her on set.
That's nice. I like that as a teacher. I think that's nice. And I like to hear that she makes it fun because that's important. I don't know if any of my students are there, but I always try to make it fun because school can be boring. I get it. And then there you are acting. So then kind of like as pale, you're like, oh, but do you have any idea if right now, I know you're young, of what you'd like to do with your future? Do you think you want to continue or are there other interests you might have?
Yeah, I really want to be an actress and a singer when I'm older. Like Selena Gomez, she like does movies and she's also a singer. I really want to like be like her. And I think maybe Taylor Swift has been in a few films. Yeah, like I really want to do like a few things.
Now, Christy, did I read correctly that you did some singing yourself?
Yes. So I was a musical theater major when I was young. I went to school in my undergrad. I was at Emerson College in Boston, and then I was off Broadway for a bit, and then lived in Charleston and did piccolo spoleto. So yeah, I was singing and on stage was kind of my early.
Wow.
20 years ago, but a couple lifetimes ago. But yeah, and sang in a couple bands back then too.
And so then did you know from an early age that this is like the area that you wanted to be in because you kind of had your hand in all kinds of things, or is that just your personality?
I always knew, like when I was little, I always think my dad, he had like, in the 80s, in the early camcorders. And I think that was really influential on me because I just was always writing plays, singing, recording people. And at the time I was sometimes in front of the camera, like as an actor, but I always preferred to be behind and making it. But I just never even considered directors because back then, and, so none of us, we didn't think about it. It's like, oh, you'll be an actress. And I enjoyed acting. So yeah, but I always knew that this was the space that I wanted to be in.
That's your thing. What do you think, Amelie? Do you think that you'll branch out into something like directing or producing or something a little different?
Yeah, maybe. Because like I watched my mom behind and making the films.
Right.
When I was younger too. And it's like, it seems really cool and I would like to learn about it. So maybe. Because I really enjoy acting and I would like to like learn different things.
Do you do anything at school? Are you in any kind of productions at school or no?
Well, do you mean like sports wise or like?
No, I was wondering if your school offered like a drama club. Like we have a drama club and we put on plays and or if they have like sometimes where my family is, they'll have like a sing along or a night where you show off all your talents, who tap dances, who sings. It's sort of like a variety show. Do they do anything like that?
No, mostly it's just like kind of like sports. We don't really have any drama clubs. Okay. I think that's mostly.
I'm trying to push it right now.
Good.
Really, can we do it? Yeah. But you take guitar lessons and she takes singing lessons.
Yeah.
She sang community, big festivals since she was little. Her and her sister will get up on stage and sing. This isn't me pushing them. They just have always liked to do it. Like
I'm sure of it. Yeah. I'm sure, but you know what? How could they not? It's like genetic, I think,
yeah.
Right? Or environmental, at least, even by the way you're being raised. So, Amelie, how about hobbies? Besides acting is your career, do you have like a hobby?
Yeah, I love basketball and I really enjoy soccer. I like playing the guitar and like singing when I play. And I like dance a lot. I do hip hop. And yeah, I like math at school, but
you're like your mother. You're like into all kinds of artsy stuff, which I love. That makes like such for an interesting person. You're already very interesting. Like when we meet you when you're 20 and 25, goodness gracious, like it's going to be like you're going to take on the world kind of thing. I love it. I love it. That's what I tell my students. They could be and do anything. So that's cool. I like it. It makes me, as an adult, makes me say, oh, well, when I'm old, someone like you is going to be in charge of the world and help take care of me. And your mom, right?
That's what I always think too.
It's true. So, because I'm a teacher, I'm just interested in this. This is a question for me. Do you have a favorite subject? Don't say
Yeah.
lunch.
I really enjoy math, but like some like conversions, it's not my thing. I like division and multiplication with decimals. And I really like writing and stuff. Like I like writing, and I write really fast. And but it gets really messy easily.
That's okay. So so you got like a mathematical brain. You know what I wanted to ask you, Christy, in your younger years, I saw that what in the world, I don't ski. What is an alpine ski racing? Did I get that right? What is that?
Alpine ski racing. So essentially what you'll see in the movie, alpine skiing is downhill compared to cross skiing. So I grew up, my dad owned a ski shop, and I was literally born on top of a ski shop. So, you know, our movie is about skiing. No, well, it's about avalanches. But yeah, so I alpine ski raced, and she skis, and her sister skis. Yeah.
Did you need that skill, Amelie, for this movie? Was there any? Is there any of you skiing, or is that like you got to be careful, need a stunt person?
I really wanted to, but I had an amazing stunt double, and she's really like pro, so she made me look really cool. And but yeah, I like. I'm sorry.
What was it? You're good. Yeah.
Did you ski in the movie?
I skied like off a tiny bit, but I didn't really do like the cool stuff.
Right.
I had like flashbacks.
That makes sense because you can't get injured, but that would have been like fun to actually do it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. I can't tell you. I'm really excited about this because it's something I've been telling my students. It's family friendly. All can tune in. We're all going to watch.
Yeah.
So what can you tell me about Samantha? I know you can't tell. That's your character. You can't tell too much. So just a little teasing. Mom's there to guide you. What can you tell us about her? What is she like?
Well, the Abby dogs, she trains them, and I have a dog for myself. So like, I like teach him tricks, like sit and stuff. And what else? She really enjoys Taylor Swift. She likes Taylor Swift a lot. And that's like personally my like favorite singer. I love her. I've liked her since I was really young. And
So wait a minute. I want to get back to something. So she likes Taylor Swift. That's part of the movie. It's made known somehow. Oh, and then also you don't have any siblings, like brothers or sisters. Like, are you an only child in this movie?
Yeah, in the movie I am an only child, but there's a lot of pups, as you know. Okay. And yeah.
And I'm excited for the dogs. Like Steven said that they were real rescue dogs that were used.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we were complete, you know, because we didn't really want to, I didn't want to, and Tim Johnson, my producer, and my other producer, Greg, we didn't want to fool around with this subject matter because avalanches, and especially in Canada right now, it is the worst it's ever been. You know, we just lost 2 police officers on Skidoos, and we wanted to be completely accurate. So we worked with an entire Avi team. When I say Avi, avalanche team. So we had our dogs, we had the trainers, we had people going over our script, making sure everything was completely accurate. So we wanted to make sure that viewers were like, okay, is this, and it's a romance and a family story, but that subject matter we wanted to make sure was very, you know, very correct.
How did the project even come about? I saw there was another park movie, a romance park movie. It was Yellowstone. Yosemite. I'm sorry. Meet me in Marry Me in Yosemite. And pardon me.
With Cindy Bessie.
Yeah, and Tyler Harlow. So I saw that, and actually interviewed Tyler, and actually know his family. It's funny, like that was odd how that came about. But there was one that was with Cindy before that, I think, right, with the waterfall that you did.
That was me. Yeah.
So how did this come about? Because it's different. Those are all different, and I love how they're peppered in to the other storylines. So how did this one even come about?
So this is kind of a little bit of I don't want to call it a series, but I guess that's what they're calling it, the National Glacier, like kind of outdoor excursion type movies. and my colleague, Tim Johnson, he's producing them. So this particular one, he came up with the idea and Hallmark loved it and collaborated together. And he had a very good friend of his die in an avalanche. And so that's what sprung the idea, was just like, I want to explore something avalanches and avalanche dogs, and how these mountain rescue teams are so, like, they're phenomenal. Like, these dogs ride the chairlift, they ski down, like they're trained to dig out. And, you know, how important it is for people in the backcountry and on slopes, and, you know, to learn how to save themselves if they're caught. So it kind of sprung out of that. And then, of course, dogs. And he was like, let's get the puppies and let's get the dogs. And then when we found this team up in this place that we shot, which is Fernie, BC, with this dog mogul and all of this whole team, we were like, oh, perfect. This is great. And then the story revolved out of that. But there's a lot of, with our writer Keith and Hallmark, and a lot of people doing notes and developing the script behind the scenes.
That's like very technical.
Yeah.
You know, we don't realize as viewers, I think we appreciate, but I don't think we really appreciate until we get a chance to chat with everyone what exactly goes on behind the scenes, just to even make one scene, do you know? And here you are on location, correct?
Oof.
I think that's what Steven said.
Minus 20.
Oh my gosh. Amelie, what did you do? Did you have like packs to keep you warm? Like, how did you do that?
Yeah, they gave me like heated gloves and like body like heaters, and it was a lot. They they were really like nice, and they gave me like so I was like never cold.
Right.
And I had like gloves, and I had a lot of layers on.
And I think Steven said there was like a warming station or something. I like he was so but are you kind of like used to the cold from skiing, or is that really cold for you? Either of you?
It was colder than usual because I usually ski in Whistler, but it wasn't like freezing for me. But like my mom was also like up there on the mountains, and I was like mostly down there. So
we had the bottom of the mountain, and then we top where we did the avalanches and some of the rescue work and stuff that I don't want to give spoilers in the film, but yes, but it was cold. And no, you're used to it for a minute, but I really messed up my back and stuff because I went up to the top with my ski boots, and I was like, oh, this is great because I got boot heaters. But after 14 hours in ski boots with that, and I was like, whoa, that was a bad decision. But it was cold. But I would tell the crew, we would work for about 15 minutes, and then we do mandatory breaks. I would say, okay, everybody break. And we'd all go in and literally move our fingers and toes so we could get some circulation in. And we're like, okay, let's go back out there. And then we'd all go back out. The crew, our phenomenal crew, and the cast, of course. Yeah.
Is there something, Amelie, that you are like super excited for the viewers to see without giving away any secrets? Is there something that you think is really fun and unique and we're going to like, or you enjoyed doing?
I really enjoyed most of the hugging scenes, and
Aww,
yeah,
sweet.
Yeah, there's definitely a few scenes like the ones with the puppies, like yeah, I got to like hug them and stuff, and I think that's gonna be really cute to see because I'm excited to see it too. And yeah, there's definitely some really cute scenes I'm excited for, and I think you guys would like.
I think we will too. You put a puppy in any movie and people go crazy. And then to learn that those dogs are real rescue dogs, like people are going to flock to want to see that. That's like cool. Okay, you want to talk about like see what they're chatting about and asking us, and you can look too and go up and down and see. And I've started some things already, like right here. Chris says, what else has Amelie been in? I think you started to share some of the things. So what are some of your other credits? Mom can help jog your memory if you need it.
Yeah.
So she started in, I think one of hers, she's like a baby. If anyone watches Hallmark, it pretty much, of course, every Christmas, a cookie cutter Christmas, Aaron Krakau's first one. She's the baby on Santa's lap when they come out of one of the stores. She's literally, I think she's about 1 year old. So that was probably her first one. And then she's even in Baby Boot Camp, if you remember that movie. And then she was in High Flying Romance.
A Wish for Christmas.
A Wish for Christmas. Oh, Eat, Play, Love with Lee Majors and Lizzie Wagner and Jen Lilly. And then this one. I think
I
that's
actually love that movie. I love the cast.
Oh, Eat, Play, Love? That was a fun one. Lots of
Yeah.
dogs in that one too. Oh, were you in the puppy movie?
Yeah, I was in that one.
With Chris Russell and what was
maybe
the puppy one? Puppy Playdate? Puppy Playdates? I don't know.
I think I was in like a background character.
Maybe you were in a oh yeah, you were in a background
Yeah,
character. Yeah. It was
Oh jeez. Oh my goodness.
Lily and Chris Russell in the puppy movie. I can't remember. Puppy Party Playdates?
Puppy. Yeah, puppy.
I know which one you mean, and now that you've said all those things, now I can't think of what the right. Wait, I have to tell you, the title of this movie is different. Even with Hallmark, they said it was one way, then it showed up another. So I've been calling it Love in Glacier National Park, which, by the way, is airing in the States on Saturday, January 28th.
Yep.
How about Canada? When does it? The same.
So yeah, right across the North American premiere. That's it. Who knows what the hashtag's going to be? I was asked somebody on Instagram, and they're like, "Do you know what your hashtag is yet?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'm waiting for the Hallmark team to come up with what the hashtag is."
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll keep asking because we always ask that because then we like to live tweet and follow along with you. And we'll be doing that. I don't know if you will, but we will. All of us viewers, we will. All right. We have some more cool questions here. What is Amelie's favorite winter sport?
Yeah, I really enjoy skiing. That's definitely it. I love skiing because we usually ski every weekend because I'm in ski lessons. So I really enjoy those, and I'm working up to black runs. Yeah, that's definitely my favorite winter sport.
Oh my gosh, it scares me to ski. Stephen, wait a minute. When I was talking, if you saw the interview, did you see where Stephen said there were days where he had to use his snowshoes, I guess, and ski to school?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know how there's that joke about, oh, when I was in school, I had to walk for 10 miles and a foot. He really did.
Yeah. And you know, it's funny because I've had some other actors be like, oh, I would have loved to do this movie like that we just did.
Yes.
It was the first time Stephen and I had worked together, who I loved. And of course, Ashley, I loved, and Tegan Moss. But I said, you know what? This role was made for Stephen. Like he grew up in, where he grew up in this weather, and he didn't come. I didn't get one complaint once from him from the weather. He's like, okay, guys, come on. Like he was built for it. Yeah, he was phenomenal. They were all phenomenal. The whole cast was phenomenal.
That's it's going to be good. And I saw in a preview there's even dancing. I'm like, there's dancing. I'm going to ask Ashley about that. Tell me a little bit about the dancing. I see some dancing and an open conversation, because this is a preview, so we're not leaking anything. An open conversation about being in love. I'm like, oh, it's not that kind of hiding. Like you're going to be, this is going to be different. We're going to talk about our emotions.
Yeah.
What's Chris say? Who is Amelie's favorite actor? Oh, that she wishes that she could be in a future movie with, besides Taylor Swift and Selena Gomez. Who else?
Like, you mean like an actor I wish I could do a movie with, or like
anyone, whatever.
I really want to do a movie with, I don't know if you've watched it, Millie Bobby Brown.
I love her, of course.
Things. Yeah, and I really liked Outer Banks, and I loved like all the characters in there. There's a lot. I love like so many actors, and I'm trying to think because there's so many.
Outer Banks. That's like very I've watched it. I'm very familiar with it, but it's very like a lot of stunts must be going on. Like they're being hijacked when they're on the water in the boat. By any chance, do you water ski? Do you go from land to water or no?
No, I've never done that before, but I've seen some people do that and I really want to.
Okay. All right.
I listen to Outer Banks. I'm not watching it. I listened to the other one. I'm like, is this appropriate to be watching?
Well, probably not, but yes. It all depends upon how you handle things in your household. And I'm sure she's mature and you're good. You're good.
So that's good.
You're all right. You're good. Yeah. Jan said, does Amelie play any instruments? I think you told us the guitar, right?
I play guitar and I sing, but that's not an instrument. And I play ukulele. I started on that, but I kind of forget it because there is different chords than the guitar because it's tinier. And I played piano, I think.
Oh, wow.
like a while ago, but I don't remember any of that. So yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, but mostly guitar.
There you are, very well rounded already. I can't stand it. It's such a good thing. Is there anything about the movie either of you would like to share before I ask like my last two questions and we remind everyone of the date? Is there something that we didn't cover that you want to tease, or we're good?
What do you think? Anything?
No?
I don't really think of anything.
Okay.
It was one of those fun movies. We were on location together, so the cast, all of us became very close. Like we spent Amelie was there for a week. I was there obviously for 3 weeks, but it was a really fun, and you feel it. I hope the audiences feel it in the movie, because from the crew to the cast, we all became very, very close, which is nice for the subject matter of this movie, which you'll see when you watch it.
Okay, that's a good thing. And it's funny, every time or anytime I've had someone say that and then I watch the movie, it does carry over. You can really see it, which is nice, because then it just makes the movie more special for us. We forget, it's like, I love this because you forget what's going on in life. You get sucked in for that time, that little bit of time. And I don't know, it's like reading a book. Like you get to experience all kinds of things vicariously. It's good.
Ask Ashley about the name of her character. That'll be a nice something for you to explore.
Okay, I will.
Her character's name was Heather Lawrence, but it wasn't initially Heather Lawrence.
Okay, so there's a fun story behind that. I love it.
A heartwarming story, kind of the core of our movie. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And she's allowed to share?
Oh, yeah, she's allowed to share. Yeah.
Okay. So I said we had two more things, questions, and then people are already showing you some love, saying that they're excited for it. One of the questions is there anything that the two of you are doing in the future that you're allowed to hint at? Is there a new movie coming, or?
Well, I feel like I'm always writing with her in mind and my other daughter. And I always write with a lot of actors in mind.
Sure.
I want to work with. So right now I'm personally working on a female Stand By Me. Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to take the next 3 months to get going and get that together.
Do you mean like the Stand By Me, where it was the boys and they were really good friends? And is it going to be set in modern time, or is it going to be set back in back in time?
Modern time. And about a group of little girls, and so if you've ever saw Hot in Love, the one with Devon Tigamas, it was the little daughter in there. Her name was Adina, and she's one of good friends with my younger daughter, was also in that movie. And it's like, they just play around and do this. So for me, I'm like, I have all these kid actors that are so phenomenal, and then it goes from there, and then adult actors. So I feel like I just keep exploding with these ideas, and I'm like, oh, it'd be so much fun to do something with everybody I know, and really female story. I love Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Yes.
My kids do. And I would like to do something different than that. And I love Stand By Me. So yeah.
Oh my God, that movie. And then when they talk about what happened when they grew up. Oh God, it gives me chills, makes me a little sad, but I love it too. Okay. So the other question I have comes from my students that are in drama. Like Adele, I'm going to say her name. She's one of them. They wanted to know if you had any advice, Amelie, for them. So they're in 5th grade, and they have all their studies and they have sports and they're in drama. But what would be a piece of advice that you would give them if they wanted to continue and pursue a career like you have?
Just like be natural, be yourself. Think from your heart and your brain, and don't really follow what other people are doing if you don't think that's right, and kind of just be you, honestly. Yeah.
Right. And that, I think that's very good advice, because a lot of times we see things on social media and we think we have to, even adults, we have to be like whatever's there. But that's good advice, to just be yourself. Yeah.
Because that's what makes you special. And as an actor, that's what makes you unique. That's why people want to watch you, because everybody, that special little thing that you have is what makes you special. Yeah.
And it comes through when you said be yourself, so otherwise you're not being natural, you're being fake, and that we can see that too. That's good advice. Nice. Yeah. Thank you. So they've got some love that they wanted to share. Someone was saying awesome. And Janice saying they're looking forward to the movie, and thank you.
Fun.
Yes. All right. So we're looking forward to January, which is a Saturday, January the 28th. And I'm pretty sure it's 8 o'clock. Isn't it 8 o'clock
Eight
Eastern
o'clock.
time?
Yep.
Yeah, 8 o'clock Eastern time. And we'll get to see you playing Samantha. And do we get a glimpse of you at all? Do we ever see you skiing around or anything?
Me?
Uh-huh.
I can't give a spoiler.
Okay.
But, I am in the movie.
Uh-huh.
I am in the movie, but I don't even think I actually put credit at the end. But if you, there's a character in the movie, and she skis. She was a skier, and that you'll maybe recognize me. That's all I'll say.
Cool. And I didn't know that. I was just thinking it. I was just wondering if we got to get to see you. That's cool. We'll look. We'll
yeah,
look.
yeah. You might know. You'll be like Roxanne. You'll be like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Is that Christy? And
yeah, I'm gonna live tweet when I see it. I'm like, I see it.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, this has been wonderful. We thank you for, I know you're busy. We thank you for carving out some time with us. I'm going to say goodnight. You can say goodnight and just give me 1 minute and we'll say goodnight after we end the broadcast. All right, everyone, don't forget to tune in. Look, they're ready. So excited to see the movie. Sounds great. They're getting excited there. Good night.
Night, guys. Tune in.
Yay.